What makes a movie overrated? Is it the box office? Is it the movie that wins Best Picture? Is it the one that fans and critics all agree that it is the greatest movie of all time? Or is it the one that fans all over the internet will burn you to the ground if you do not agree with their opinion? Hey, what is up guys? Joseph here, and man, today is going to be a it's gonna be one of those videos that breaks it's gonna break my channel. But you know what? I'm honest on the channel, and I'm not gonna lie. This is going to be, in my opinion, the most overrated movie of all time. And before I say what I think is the most overrated movie of all time, you guys comment down below and let me know what you think is the most overrated movie of all time. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. I cannot stress this point enough. Just because a movie is overrated, or someone says a movie is overrated, does not necessarily mean they think it is a bad movie. On the internet, it's either you love this movie or you think it's the worst movie of all time. There is no in between. That's one of my main problems with the way the internet works, is you can't just like a movie. You have to either love it or hate it. One of the two. It's one of the two extremes. There's no in between. That being said, this movie that I do think is the most overrated movie of all time, I do think it is a good movie. I'm not saying it is bad. I'm not saying it is the worst movie of all time. My point in making this video is to try and convince you guys why I think that this movie does not deserve the amount of love that it has gotten. In my opinion, that movie, hear me out, is The Dark Knight. I will say, only thing that comes close to perfection in this movie is Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger as the Joker is the only thing in this movie that deserves the amount of love this whole movie gets. Christian Bale, Gary Oldman, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, those four, they were better in Batman Begins. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I've always said, as Rachel, very much prefer Katie Holmes over Maggie Gyllenhaal as the character, because of the fact that in The Dark Knight, in Batman Begins, Katie Holmes is Rachel. She was kind, but at the same time, she could hold her own against, well, basically any woman but Scarecrow. But she wasn't afraid to tell Bruce that what he was doing was wrong, whereas Maggie Gyllenhaal's Rachel was kind of a bitch who would not cause anyone to feel sorry for her loss. I didn't buy that Bruce was depressed after Rachel died. I didn't buy the fact that the Harvey Dent and that chemistry between Aaron Eckhart and Maggie Gyllenhaal wasn't there for me. The Harvey Dent situation, I feel they should have ended it with him in the hospital and saved the actual Two-Face story for the third movie instead of Bane. But I mean, Heath Ledger, I will say this, I do like the line, "You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain." That line, great. But Heath Ledger as the Joker is the only thing that comes close to perfection in this movie. The only scenes really worth watching with rewatchability anyways are all the scenes involving Heath Ledger as the Joker. Like, this movie is good, but when he's on screen, it's great. I've already announced that I'm going to be doing the top 250 movies of all time. It's going to be in the top 250 movies. I originally did a top 100 movies of all time. It was in the top 100 movies of all time. I'm not saying it's one of the worst movies of all time, nothing like that. It's definitely one of the best movies of all time. It's one of the best superhero movies of all time. I just don't think it's the best as much as everybody else does. And the fact that The Dark Knight on IMDb's top 250 movies of all time, The Dark Knight is number 4. Number 4. The only three that are above it are the first two Godfather movies and The Shawshank Redemption. I mean, The Dark Knight, it beats out 12 Angry Men, it beats out Schindler's List, it beats out Pulp Fiction, which is another movie I think is a tad overrated, but that's a video for another day. If you guys want my opinion on that one, comment down below and let me know, and I'll do that video as well. Inception, The Matrix, Goodfellas, Silence of the Lambs, It's a Wonderful Life. There's all these movies that apparently, according to the majority of people, at least that are rating it on IMDb, that has it as the number 4 movie, greatest movie of all time. If that doesn't qualify as being overrated, I don't know what does. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how you guys are gonna react to this little video. I'm anticipating some dislikes, but I mean, last time I did one of these unpopular opinions, I thought the same thing, so maybe there's a lot of you that agree with me. Who knows? But I just know that those little Nolan fanboys are gonna come out of the woodworks for this little video. But yeah, that's my thoughts on why I think The Dark Knight is the most overrated movie of all time. Again, not saying it's bad. As I've announced, it's going to be in my top 250 movies of all time. It may even crack the top 100 movies of all time. Just have to wait and see. If that video interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Also hit that share button to share with your friends and family on your social media. As always, like me on Facebook at JMash97, follow me on Twitter at JMash97, follow me on Instagram at JMash_97. All those social media links are in the description below. Mash out.